Alright guys, in the quest to get one LR Super Vegito, which I have still not yet gotten, I did pull my last 3 copies of Jiren that I needed to rainbow him. So, we are going to be doing a rainbow showcase of Jiren here, even though I wish that he wasn't rainbowed and I just had 1 copy of LR Super Vegito. But, you know, I could still get LR Super Vegito. We're going to get a whole lot more stones during the anniversary. I'm not that worried about it. But anyways, that's besides the point. Everyone probably knows what Jiren does at this point, but either way, I'm going to break him down. Feel free to skip forward because you probably know what he does. He's the Universal Survival Saga category leader. Gives us 3 key, 150% stats. He gives STR types 3 key, 50% stats. His super attack, he causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. His passive gets 130% attack and defense at the start of turn, and a medium chance to stun all enemies from the start of turn. And if the enemy is stunned, it doesn't have to be his stun, but if the enemy is just stunned, he crits, which is really nice. Now, the only thing is, he's only on 2 categories. Both of them are pretty decent categories, though, so I'm not going to say it's like a huge deal. So we're going to start off by showing him off on the Universal Survival Arc Saga category. Now, the thing here, I do actually find myself not really using Jiren as the leader of this category anymore. Like, if I ever want to use this category, which most of the time I don't, I do just end up using Hit as the lead. I can run Jiren on the team because Jiren and Hit are kind of a nasty combo, because both Jiren and Hit can stun, and both Jiren and Hit benefit from the enemy being stunned. So they are kind of a nasty little rotation there. We're not going to be looking at that rotation here today, just because we're looking to see like how much damage Jiren can do. And because of that, we're trying to get Jiren linked up with all of the Pride Troopers, because Topo is a support unit, Dispo has Hero of Justice is what I think the link is. Hero of Justice, which is 25% attack. And if I had the unawakened version of Topo, that would be his perfect setup. Like, if I had this Topo and then the unawakened version of Topo, that would be the perfect setup, because once Topo is awakened, he no longer has Hero of Justice, which is Jiren's like most important attack link, like 25%. Because unawakened Topo gives a support type buff and that link, but obviously God of Destruction Topo doesn't have that link, which kind of sucks, but we'll be fine. Also, you probably noticed that I didn't float off Topo here. That is just because I'm just going to float off Jiren next turn, because we're going to have the rotation here, because Dispo was in the 7th slot, so Dispo is just going to show up here. So we're going to get the whole like Pride Trooper rotation on this like first rotation. Now, I do think his best setup will be on the Realm of Gods team, because you do have the 40% support over there. So what you could do, and what I think will be his best setup, would be if you had AGL West Kai, the 40% support unit for Realm of Gods, and then God of Destruction Topo on the same rotation with Jiren. I think that would be his best setup. So later in the video, I do think I'm going to cut to that, just seeing how high he can get. Now, he could get higher here. There's a chance he gets higher here just because Hero of Justice is such a massive link. And also, on JP, he could also get higher just because, do remember that AGL Zamasu is out on JP. He's the new Realm of Gods category leader. He does give 170% attack. Also, Jiren is guaranteed to crit here because Hit stunned. So there's that 2 million crit. And that's why those two are just such a nasty pair, because Hit gets like an extra 80% attack if the enemy is stunned, and Jiren gets a guaranteed crit if the enemy is stunned. So just the fact that they can both stun, it's kind of nasty. Now, one thing is, don't pay attention to Dispo. My Dispo is actually SA1. He's one of the only units in my box that is still SA1, and I've only ever pulled him 1 time too. So, you know, he's just here for links, basically. He's here to activate Hero of Justice, and that's about it. Here he's at 243,000. My gosh. Now, he is one of those units where it's like, the longer he's on the battlefield, the more attack he gets, and also I think the more chance to dodge, maybe? I don't actually know that for a fact. But, so he will get better. Like, I have seen some people take him into like the Broly event where Broly just can't die. And he can get like crazy high attack. But, you know, I did think about SA10ing him and doing that, but it's like, okay, I need to find out how to just turn off all my notifications, because putting my phone on Do Not Disturb does not do that. But anyways, alright, so we're going to finish Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta off here, which is pretty nice. because I didn't summon on the Vegeta banner, like, at all. I did 4 multis on the Vegeta banner, and that was it. And then I've dumped, at this point, probably 1,500 stones on the Goku banner. Okay, so this is a good setup for Jiren. He has pretty much all of his links active. Actually, I think he does have legitimately all of his links active. God of Destruction. God Vegeta is stunned because Jiren got that 30% stun rate off. And do remember, Topo gives a little slight attack modifier. So this is like, I think it's 25 or 30%. So I'm curious how much this is gonna do. This could be 2.5 million guaranteed crit, by the way. So I think we're just about to kill this God Vegeta. Oh, we were so... well, if that's all of his attacks are guaranteed crits, by the way. So if that was an additional super, that was also a guaranteed crit. So this Jiren is just kind of gross. Hold up, yeah, I was just making sure I was still recording. Speaking of gross, we're going to do a double Ox King here, because Hit is not a good defensive unit. Hit is the definition of a glass cannon, especially if the enemy can't have if they can't be stunned, because he does also lower attack and defense. But I'm pretty sure he actually does it on his passive, which means that it only lasts for like 1 turn. Actually, no, I think it lasts for multiple turns. I don't know. I don't know what Hit does very well. When I first pulled him, I used him a lot, and since then I haven't really used him much. Okay, so we just lowered his attack. Ow. Alright, we lowered his attack and we have 50% damage reduction, so we are fine here, but, you know, this could have went better. 27k is fine. Actually, I just realized everyone on this rotation lowers attack. So after this turn, Vegeta won't be able to touch us. Okay. And now 1.1 mil. Alright, so we're definitely not going to finish off Vegeta here, so we're going to get one more look at Jiren, and then I think I'm going to cut to the Realm of God's team and just see what we can get to over there. So over here we got to like 2.58 million, I think it was. Oh yeah, and here is just double support. I do want to see if double support would be better than him having the other Hero of Justice link active. So let's just see if he can get higher. Remember, the enemy being stunned does not make his attack stat any higher, so if this does get above the 2.5, I think it was, it has, well, if it doesn't, I mean, like, that has nothing to do with the enemy not being stunned. 2.2 million. Hero of Justice is just such a massive link. 25% is disgusting. And also, I think Dispo had an Infighter, which Jiren doesn't have active here. So I'm actually not sure if he will be better on the Realm of God's team now that I'm thinking about it, because I forgot about Infighter. Although, does West Kai have Infighter? This is stuff that I should be figuring out while I'm cutting, and I'm not. But I am going to have Hit finish this up here, and then we will be back in a second with the West Kai and God of Destruction Topo rotation. So, you know, as soon as Hit finishes this up, because whenever someone cuts in a video and the boss is just about to die, it's like, I need this closure, man. And I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Alright, we'll be back in a second. Alright, so here we are in the Realm of God's team. I do just want to get a few looks at him before we get his best rotation. So next turn we are going to float him off, because once again, the 2 units that we want him with are just in the first rotation. So it's never fun having to float off the unit that you're trying to showcase, but it is just the fastest way to get this rotation. Gets 304,000. I forgot that I pulled a dupe of God Topo. I legitimately didn't even know that I did that. He got an additional, so I must have, but whatever. Alright, God Vegeta, please finish off this Frieza. I do think UI Goku can finish off this Frieza, because he does have type advantage, and we kind of need him to if we want to get a look at Jiren next turn, because if I'm going to be floating him off, the first 2 units are obviously going to get to attack before him. Alright, nice. And we don't really want, you know, we don't want him to not get a chance to hit. Okay, so here we're going to try and not get supers, which is legitimately impossible. You can actually not get supers, which is insane. I should have put UI Goku in the middle, but whatever, we got a super anyway. I'm actually not sure if we're even going to get to see this attack here, because I'm pretty sure the friend UI Goku's rainbowed. Because, like, the way it is nowadays, everyone who's running UI Goku has UI Goku rainbowed, and it's like their only category they have rainbowed, so they're like, oh yeah, let's just throw him up. And I know that because I was one of those guys for a long time. It was like, man, I have a category lead rainbowed. Let's just set him up there. But ever since I've pulled like my 975th copy of UI Goku, I'm like, man, it's not that cool anymore. Okay, so we didn't even get to see Jiren there. But we do have the rotation here. We have Weskai. What does Weskai do on Super? Weskai, oh, she raises her own attack for 1 turn. Whatever. We'll put Topo there. And then Weskai, we're going to give Weskai Super just because I haven't really used Weskai much. She was one of the new units that I pulled during the 4-year anniversary. I actually didn't have Weskai prior to the 4-year ticket summons. I did end up pulling her though. Super excited about that. Okay, so 640,000. Now I actually did not check to see if like Infighter was a link that Topo had, or if it was just Dispo. Okay, so she's at almost 600k here, which isn't bad. It would be nice if she had like a better super attack animation, but whatever. Okay, Vegeta up to 1.2. I do kind of want to do a video on just stacking up Vegeta's attack, seeing how high it can get, because I feel like I could get super high. Okay, well, this is just GG this rotation, because we got the 2 UI Gokus with the type advantage. Frieza's just done here, and it's almost sad. Okay, I think the first UI Goku is going to finish it up. I think my UI Goku is going to one-shot him. I wish that once UI Goku Dokkan awakened, he was Mastered UI, so that way he could use his SSR as well. Although I guess that's just probably a me thing, because UI Goku is probably one of the units in the game that I've pulled the most of. Like, I have bobbed some copies of UI Goku that I like have pulled, and I still have like 2 copies that are just sitting on my account. Here we are going to use some Ox Kings, just because I don't want to die. I don't want to let Frieza kill Topo. So let's just see what his attack is here. This is either going to be his best attack, or his best attack was with Dispo on rotation. Dispo didn't give any support though, so I'm actually not sure. Alright, with a 50% damage reduction, we should be fine. Yeah, 23k, we're fine. Could have Frieza have stunned there? No, he only stuns in his last form. I actually forgot that. Okay, so raising his attack a little bit. No additional, that's fine. And he's up to 2.3 million. So actually the best attack we saw was with Dispo on rotation, because Dispo did share a whole lot of links with Jiren that Jiren just didn't have active here. Jiren is getting those additional normals. It's kind of funny. So Jiren is a very, very good unit. I would say he's also a super battle road killer. Like the first time I beat the super stage of Super Battle Road, it was with Int Chaozu and Tech Jocko, and I had double Jiren leads, and I was just stunning up like all of Super Battle Road, having him crit everything. It was really nice. We're gonna get one last look of Jiren here. So this is just a rotation that you could run. I'm actually not even gonna have Topo Super first. So this is just gonna be our last look at Jiren, because I think we'd probably finish off Golden Frieza next rotation anyway. So, you know. Also, if Golden Frieza stuns here, okay, good. He's at, so 1.9 million with 1 support unit on rotation, not too many links active. Remember, he could get higher than the 2.5 that I showed earlier. It's just like you need to have the unawakened version of Topo as well as the awakened version of Topo, which I've pulled multiple Topos. I just put them into the dupe system of this Topo, so I didn't keep the SSR, but that's my bad. But overall, I'd say Jiren is a under-talked about unit. Like, no one really talks about how good Jiren is, but everyone knows how good he is, if that makes sense. Like, 130% attack and defense is a good amount. He can stun. He has that guaranteed crit if he does stun. Very, very good overall. But, you know, there's going to be more of these rainbow videos coming out, because this was not the only unit that I accidentally rainbowed looking for 1 copy of LR Super Vegito. So, you know, expect a few more of these. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel. My name has been Bahuru, and I'll see you guys next time. And I'm out.